Peace. Good morning, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, and I am your podcast of choice. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you for taking the time out of your morning to spend your time with us right now. So we're going to begin to continue to build this big digital family that we have here. So what I want to learn from you is, where are you viewing from? Um, if you're in the state of Texas, put the city that you're viewing from. If you're outside the state of Texas, put the city and state that you're viewing from. And those that are on the YouTube space, same thing. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe. That's those individuals that's listening on the podcast space. Let's continue to build. Let's continue to grow. But I want to thank you and everybody that has been watching thus far. It's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey, especially to be dedicated to say that I'm going to do this in the morning, Monday through Friday, rest on the weekends to allow, myself to reset. But it's definitely been a journey. Um, thus, since I've made the decision to actually do this and do this for a purpose. And the purpose of doing this is to allow whatever gifts and visions that I have to be outwardly, uh, um, I guess, exposed per se, because what's inside it does come out. And what I want to do is to allow you to allow yourself to receive those things. The things that resonates with you, just go ahead and drop it and put it inside the chat. But again, thank you and good morning. I don't want to be on long, but I do want to give you enough to take you throughout your day. So, Miss Selena, good morning, peace. How are you doing? All right, so let's jump into it. Today we're talking about willpower. We're talking about willpower. What I want you to do is put the word willpower inside the chat. I don't want that view. Let's go with no, not that one. Yeah, this is all right. We'll go with this view. All right, willpower. Let's talk about willpower. What is your definition of willpower? How do you see it? From your own point of view. Don't cheat. Don't go to Google and try to find out, okay, let me see what he want to say with willpower. So what's your definition of willpower? How do you use willpower? How do you I guess exploit your own willpower? And how do you exercise willpower? Because when we go into willpower, I'm going to give it to you from a different perspective, and it definitely from a perspective that you can actually use, or from a perspective that you haven't really identified willpower. So how do you define it? What is your point of view on what willpower is? While you're talking about that or thinking about that, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so from definition, willpower is said that it is a strong determination that allows you to do something difficult. How many of y'all need willpower to take you through the rest of the week? Somebody probably has been getting on your nerves yesterday and Monday, and with today being Wednesday, it's going to take everything in you to allow you to continue to do what you do. So the definition of willpower it states that strong determination that allows you to do something difficult. And in contrast, for those that definitely has been here, yes, I'm gonna end that, Miss Dory. So you hit it on the head. Hit it on the head. Definition is a strong determination that allows you to do something difficult. And like we always do, we put things in contrast where we change the perspectives of the definition. So this contrast is white over red. So this definition of willpower is strong determination that allows you to do. And the reason why I leave it at to do is whatever is to do is up to you. Willpower is a personal assessment on where you want to go next. It is your personal assessment. It is your personal drive. It is your personal direction. It is your personal avenue that you take to get you to the point of A to B. So a strong determination that allows you to do something difficult. And now let's break it down just a little bit more. Let's break the word up. So willpower is to want or to choose. Well, will is to want or to choose. And then power, it states that it is the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others. But remember, we're talking about willpower. We're talking about what do you have inside of you. So if the definition of will is to want or to choose, which is like your purpose, my will. That's why it says, let thine will be done, let thine purpose be done, let thine actions be done. What is inside of you has to be pulled outside of you in order for you to manifest those things that you actually want to do. That is how things are manifested. First, it is the composition of thought transition into its physical form. That is how you manifest things. You make action work because it first take action inside of the thoughts. So again, with definition of power, the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others. So the R2 definition of willpower is the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behaviors of choice, meaning your choice. What do you choose to do? Because remember, the definition, it states that a strong determination that allows you to do something difficult. So when you merge those two words, then it goes into the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behaviors of choice, meaning what behaviors are you delivering? Let me take this out. What behaviors are you delivering? Because willpower is actually is having the ability to filter those voices inside of your head. And as I begin to think about willpower, it dawned on me that willpower is a voice. It's the voice or the behaviors that you choose to exemplify the most. Having the willpower to continue to go on, having the willpower, like Ms. Dory stated, consistency. Willpower is a consistent thing that you have to do if you want to empower yourself to continue to do something. So therefore, again, it has to be something that is inside of you that has to be manifested into its physical form. Do you have the willpower to continue to do what you started yesterday? Can you listen to your inner you that is going to be shown to the outer you to know that what you're doing is going in a direction that you have been striving to go to, but having the willpower to be consistent at doing it? So I've been seeing a lot of things like within the research, people say, oh, willpower don't work, or willpower is a waste of time. So I say to you, are you efficiently using your thoughts to fuel your purpose? Willpower is an efficient way of using your thoughts, and willpower is an efficient way of using your inner ability. Willpower is an efficient way to actively engage the thoughts to say that I can do it, I will do it, I must do it, and this is how I'm going to do it. It is the activation of your faith by purposely walking in a direction that is progressive, pushing you in a direction that is forward, allowing you to work through those difficult times and telling yourself that this is just the moment that I'm in, because like we spoke about yesterday, because my lessons have become my blessings, because my transition from where I am right now is only going to propel me to go in a direction that is going to be beneficial, not just for me, but is going to be beneficial for everyone that I come in contact with. Willpower. Where have your intuition taken you? Willpower can be the activation of your intuition, like having the willpower and the intestinal fortitude to stand up for what's right. That could be, again, the power of choice. Willpower is also a behavior. What behaviors do you exemplify? Because your behaviors, your characteristics, the character that you have is going to be like, man, that guy has strong will. Because they see the behaviors, they see the things that you do, and then they equate those things to power. So have you exercised your will, your purpose? Have you exercised your will to empower you? Oftentimes we want to empower everybody else that we forgot that the power starts within us. You have started from a deficit because you poured yourself into everybody else. But remember, the willpower has to be you. If your will is your purpose and your power is the capacity, do you have the capacity to exercise your will? Meaning, do you have the mental capacity to exercise the you that you are, the who that you are? Because remember, it talked about the influence of behaviors. Can you influence yourself to continue to go on? Can you influence yourself to build for today? Because the things that you build for today actually prepares you for tomorrow. And can you influence yourself to say, without a shadow of a doubt, I will continue to do what I do, with regard of what somebody else think about me? I know that I have it within inside of me. I know that I have the power to do it. I know that I have the influence. I can influence my character when I am feeling down. Now is the time for me to talk to myself, because remember, it's that inner voice. I talk to myself to tell myself that we got this. I talk to myself to tell myself that you do have the abilities to make it happen. I talk to myself when I tell myself that today is the day that we're going to make the decisions that is going to make things bigger, better, and greater, because we're not just building for today, we're building for the legacies of tomorrow. Willpower. You can transition willpower. Why? Because you can teach your children that is going to take will and power and merge those two things together to be influencing on how and what your grades are going to look like. You have the willpower to give yourself the ability to be strong, even in the sight of fear. Willpower is going to get you through it, but you have to take the personal approach to get you there. Because if it says, greater is he that is in me, that means it's in you. But what do you influence you to do? That's willpower. That's willpower. If the willpower is the activation of your faith, then how do you use it? How do you use it? You use it by influencing yourself. Don't put someone else's power on you, because it won't match, because it has to come from you. You are the origin. Like we spoke about yesterday, nothing comes from everything, and everything comes from nothing. Because when you start with nothing and you are being built and tried and true, and then you have the ability to grow into this prosperous person or grow into this prosperous thing, that means you know what it's like to build. And because you know what it's like to build, willpower is going to tell you that you can do it again. Willpower is going to instruct you to tell you that you can build again. I've lost everything. Have you ever been in a storm, a physical storm? Have you ever been in a physical storm and you lost everything and you had to go out and buy new furniture, get new clothes and all this other stuff because you was like, okay, I got it, man. I lost everything, but I know how to do it again. And I know what it takes for me to do it again. Willpower is going to invite you to influence yourself to do it again over and over again. That's where the consistency comes from. Do you have the ability to plug yourself in, to recharge yourself, to do it over and over and over again? That's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all that was in here for me, for you. So as you go out and go about your day, look at the actions that you take. Now I'm talking about the actions for you, not for somebody else. Today we're gonna be selfish. We're talking about you. We're talking about me. Do you have the willpower to be great today? Do you have the willpower to do something for you today? Sometimes it takes willpower to tell somebody no. It's going to take some willpower to tell somebody no. No could be the strongest thing you can do today. But make sure you tell them the right no. But nah, y'all be blessed. Y'all be blessed. And this is what it's about. This is, I guess this is why I was given the, I guess, command or whatever to create a podcast to talk about consistency, because we all fall short of being inconsistent, but we need to become stronger at being consistent. And something I said in my early podcast, like early on, like podcast 1, episode 2, episode 3, where I said we are more inconsistent. We're more consistent at being inconsistent. But willpower can change that. Willpower can change that, being consistent at being inconsistent. Willpower will flip that back around and tell you today is the day for us to change. And this is what change looks like. Because remember, if willpower is the influence, or having the ability and the capacity to influence your behaviors, then today recognize what your behaviors are and influence those behaviors to do the things that you know that is going to bring about a new purpose or a new will in your life. And y'all be blessed. See you tomorrow, 7:30, right here at Consistency is Currency, the morning podcast of choice. Y'all be blessed. Peace.